Hello, everyone out there in Rumble X and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. Of course, I'm Diego, and today we're going to talk some more about Outlander, this old TV show. Honestly, I'm not even sure I'm going to make it to 3 episodes. Okay, this first pilot episode. I know you women, you love this show. I get it. Okay, it's been on for it's like going to get its 8th season. So clearly, there's people that like this show. Okay, I had never seen, I knew what it was about, but I'd never seen it before. I'm giving it a chance, okay, and I'm telling you, I'm not impressed with the first episode. I know it's old now. I mean, this episode came out in 2014, okay. I'm really not impressed. In fact, I've been watching this episode. I've been thinking about other movies and TV shows that did it better than this. Now, maybe the show turns around, okay. I'm guessing it does. You know, because like I said, the show is about to get its 8th season. Okay, so I know there's people that love this show. I get it. There's a lot of women that love this freaking show. Men don't watch the show. There's a lot of women, like straight men don't watch the show. There's a lot of women that love this show. Okay, I get it. Okay, but for me, you know, as a straight guy coming here, just no preconceptions, no, open. I have an open mind here. I'm not impressed. Okay, they're trying to inject 2014 feminism into, the 1743s. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay? Clearly, they did not consult a historian when they made this show. There's no way in hell these men would tolerate a woman like that back in those days. I doubt they would even find her very attractive, okay? Because by their standards, she's not attractive. She's attractive by our standards. And even me, I'm saying she's mid. This Claire, she's mid. And I know why she's mid. She's mid because the women that are watching this show are mid, because most women are mid. And they need a character they can relate to. You can't have a woman that's super good looking, because that's going to make the viewer feel insecure about herself. So you got to get a woman that's average looking, so that the viewer, who's mostly average looking, can feel better. They can feel like, oh, I can get a guy like Jamie too. I'm at least as good looking as she is, if not better. You see what I mean? So I get that, okay? But you can't inject this stupid ass freaking feminism. This fucking trash talking, I'm tough as nails, I don't take shit from no man. I don't need no man. I can hold my own. Like, what the hell is this? Okay, this would not be tolerated, okay, in the 18th century. Are you out of your freaking mind? Okay, they were ruled by a king, for Christ's sake, okay? They don't have a constitution. There's no Bill of Rights, okay? There's none of that shit, right? You can do what they want, okay? They're at war. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they find her so charming, okay? She's a freaking cunt. By their standards, this woman is practically a witch, okay? Like, she needs to be burned. She needs a good flogging, okay? I guess she's married, or they think she's married. So one of the Highlanders tells them, like, this woman's husband needs to tan her hide for talking back. Like, like, what the hell? There was laws about sass back then, okay? And all that's ignored because we need a tough, empowered, strong, feminist boss bitch running around in the 1740s. Like, what the hell? This is ridiculous. These women wouldn't get tolerated. Are you crazy? These women wouldn't get tolerated. The only women that could possibly get away with acting this way would be like the gentry, okay, or royalty. If you were a princess or something, or a countess, you could get away with talking shit, especially to your underlings, because ain't nobody gonna correct you, okay? But you don't talk this way. Like if you're a nothing, if you're a peasant woman, you do not talk this way to the men. Okay, they ain't gonna fucking tolerate it. Okay, hell no. Hell no. Especially when they're the ones that are risking their life to protect your ass from the British. Okay, they're the ones protecting you and then the fucking kids. Okay, they're out there getting shot at. Okay, fighting hand to hand. Okay, getting their legs blown off. Okay, in order to protect their women and their children. Okay, you think a guy like that's gonna tolerate fucking attitude from his wife? Are you out of your freaking mind? Or from any woman. Are you crazy? But, oh my God. Yeah, I'm not impressed with this show. Maybe it does get better. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to give it a chance. I got to think about it. There's another show I really want to review. It just canceled. All's Fair, and I feel kind of bad because other people are reviewing that show. It's the Kim Kardashian show with the lawyers. Apparently Jessica Simpson's on the show too. I mean, they're just digging up everybody. I know Hollywood is struggling right now. There's no acting jobs. So these people that were like A-listers back like 20 years ago, or like they're getting all the jobs, and all the newbies that are trying to make it, they're getting, you know, they're waiting tables. They're Uber Eats. Okay, it's sad. Okay, but yeah, that's what's going on. But Hollywood did it themselves, and this show is just exactly clearly the politics, okay, involved here on that show are at center stage, okay. And I'm sorry, but it's not 2021 anymore. It's not 2023 anymore. Okay, America's wisened up. All right, you know. So anyway, but we still got to put up with it for a while. Okay, we're talking about Outlander. We're not talking about All's Fair. Okay, so anyway, where we left off last time, okay, I told you that the name of this episode, season 1, episode 1, is called Sassenach. Sassenach is Gaelic. That's the Irish language for Outlander, or someone from out there. Okay, so we got a reverend. Okay, Reverend, I forgot his name, but Reverend something, or he's like some sort of a priest or something. Anyway, the name escapes me. Okay, but some Reverend something. They're at some Reverend something's house. It's like a big mansion or something, and he has a woman that works for him named Mrs. Graham. Okay, so while the husband Frank Randall is looking up his genealogy with the Reverend, he finds out that his ancestor, okay, back in the 1700s was John Blackjack Randall. Okay, apparently he was a captain of some sort of dragoon, okay, a British unit, and he was the captain. He was ruthless. That's why he earned the name Blackjack. All right, and so the whole the main characters here, Frank Randall and his wife Claire Randall. Okay, they're on vacation in the Highlands of Scotland because Frank Randall, he's a historian. In fact, he's a professor of history. He's about to start teaching in Cambridge here in a few weeks, and he wanted to have a second honeymoon with his wife because World War II just ended, and he's trying to get to know his wife better. Okay, they've been estranged for the past like 5 years. They've only seen each other 10 times in the past 5 years, and they both changed a lot. So he's trying to reconnect with his wife. So he decided, let's just go on vacation together. We'll call it a second honeymoon. Okay, and so that's what they're doing in Scotland right now, and it's 1945. All right, so even like the modern day takes place, okay, a long time ago, 60 years ago. Okay, or is it long? Yeah, sorry, 70 years ago. Okay, so you know it's like. But we're watching it. Okay, so so they're there. They're in Scotland on vacation. Mrs. Graham kind of pulls Claire away and asks if she can talk to Claire in private. So they go into the kitchen and they have some herbal tea there. Okay, and they start talking and gossiping like women do. Now, Mrs. Graham is an older lady. Okay, and she wants to talk to Claire in private. Okay, and she reads tea leaves, so she's superstitious. Okay, so she wants to do Claire's fortune. Okay, and that's where we get the case of show and tell. Now, what we know about Claire is that she was a nurse in World War II. We saw her working on soldiers that were wounded. So she's tough as nails. She's used to be having blood on her. She's used to, you know, soldiers screaming in pain and stuff like that. She's used to keeping people alive until the doctor gets there. So she's seen the horrors of war firsthand. She understands it. She's, she's strengthened herself against, going crazy during situations, panicking during, she's got a fortitude towards her. She doesn't panic under situations like that anymore. Okay, so she's very tough as far as that goes. We know that about her. Okay, now she's doing her internal monologue during the show, so we learn some other things about her while she's thinking out loud. Okay, we know that she's never lived any place long enough to own a vase. She's very transitory. Okay, she doesn't feel very connected to her husband. Okay, in other words, she's ungrateful. Okay, that's the way I translated it, because she survived the worst massacre of the 20th century without a scratch, and yet she's still complaining. Nothing is good enough for her. Okay, so that's the way I looked at that. That's the way I took that. Anyway, so she's there, okay, and she's trying to reconnect with her husband. Now she's sitting there with Mrs. Graham's reading her palm, reads her fortune or some shit. Then she starts reading her palm. Okay, so we know that about Claire. We know she was raised by her uncle, who was an archaeologist. So she used to go on digs with him when she was a young girl. Her parents died when she was very young. Okay, so she was born wealthy. So we know that she's never really had to suffer. She's always been privileged. Okay. Of course, it's the privileged women that complain the most about their lives. Okay, so anyway, Mrs. Graham reads the tea leaves, reads her palm. reads Claire's palm, and she tells her, you'll go on a journey, but stay put. Like what the fuck does that mean? You're going to go on a journey, but you're going to stay put. Okay? You'll meet several strangers, and one of them is your husband. What? She's like, but I'm already married. My husband's in the next room. That's what she's thinking, right? You know, the lady asked if she could start reading Claire's hand. Okay, reading her palm. I guess that's a fucking thing. And these weirdo women, man, superstitions is stupid. Okay, I don't get it. Why do you women like to come down on men over shit? Okay, well, when us look at astrology, women keep that shit in business. Okay, what the fuck do you call astrology? That's junk. That is junk. But women swear to it. Okay, anyway. So she reads Claire's hand. Okay, and let me tell you what she says when she reads Claire's palm. She says, "You're strong-minded, of course." This is a TV show with a woman as the main character. Of course she's strong-minded. She's a boss bitch. She don't need no man, because that's the only type of women that are on any of these fucking shows. Okay, she's strong-minded, and she's good in bed, so she never has to worry about her husband ever cheating on her. Wow. So this lady's just telling us everything we need to know about Claire. So Claire is strong, but she's tough. And she don't get bossed around by no man. And she's so fucking great in bed that any guy that fucks her is automatically going to be faithful to her because she's so fucking good in bed. Well, I'm looking at you right now, Claire, and you don't really impress me. Okay, and that's the truth. You don't impress me very much. Okay, I've had better than you, all right? I'm not impressed. I'm not. You're not. I'm not going to go to war with Troy over you, Claire. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. You see this? Okay, this is a perfect example of gaslighting. Okay, this is what they want. It's a case of show and tell. And what I mean by that is they're telling us everything, they're showing us nothing. Okay, you can show us that Claire is great in bed by watching how her husband orgasms with her. Okay, you know, that's how you know she's good in bed. Okay, but they're not going to do that. Instead, they're just going to tell us. They're just going to tell us. We already know she has a strong fortitude, okay? We already know that because she's been like nursing fucking wounded soldiers in the war. She's seen a lot of horrible things. So we already know she's tough, okay? We don't need to be told that. We don't need to be reminded of that, okay? The reason they're doing this is to tell you, the audience who's tuned in, you were like 10, 15 minutes into the episode, that she is a boss bitch feminist, okay? Third wave all the fucking way, okay? She makes her own money. She don't need no man, okay? She's better at sex than her own husband, than any man. She's better at sex than men are. You know, it's just shit like this. It's like watching fucking and just like that, Sex and the City crap. Okay, someone's always telling you how fucking great you are. And that's the scene here. This old lady is telling us, the audience, how great fucking Claire is at everything. Okay, she's a fucking Mary Sue. She can do anything, and she can do it better than a man. You see what I mean? And of course, Claire's like, oh, yeah, I know. Like that, okay? Like the fucking insufferable cunt that she is. This is a load of shit, okay? Okay, so she's so great in bed, she'll never have to worry about her husband fucking cheating on her. You know, and I'm thinking about what the fuck is this insecure bullshit? Okay, is this Outlander or is this fucking Sex and the City? Okay? Women suck in bed just as often as men do. I know no TV show's gonna tell you that, ladies. I know. That's why you need me, because I tell you the truth. Okay? Okay, there's plenty of women I've been with that were fucking dead lays, and there's some that were incredible lays, okay? Not all women are the same. I know you like to think that, okay? And I know you like to judge men by their performance in bed, okay? And I understand, you have the right to do that. Some men suck in bed. I mean, me, when I was a teenager, I wasn't nearly as good in sex when I was a teenager as I became later on. That's because I had a lot of sex, and I learned how to get better. I learned, okay? I wasn't born that way. You see what I mean? Okay? Well, guess what? Women, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Not all women are great in fucking bed. Okay? I know you're never going to see an episode about this on any fucking show. Okay? Because they would never allow it. Okay? They would never allow it. You can only make episodes that make fun of how a man is in bed. Okay? A man who sucks in bed. You can make episodes about that to high heaven. It's been done millions of times. Okay? But you can't make an episode where a woman sucks in bed. You see what I mean? That's like against the rules, especially on a chick show. Okay? So that's going on here. Okay, it's like it doesn't exist or some shit, right? Okay, so Mrs. Graham tells her that her life is interrupted, and that she has 2 marriages, and that she also has a forked life. Okay, so apparently she's telling her that you're going to get married again, which is not something you want to tell a fucking stranger when her husband's in the next fucking room. Because the first thing a woman's going to think is, you're telling me that my husband is going to fucking die, and then I'm going to get married to somebody else? Like, that's the first thing I would think if some strange woman told me this shit. Are you fucking crazy? Now, I already know that Claire doesn't give 2 shits about her husband, but still, you don't need to fucking say that. You need to have some fucking tact. You don't fucking say some shit like that. You know? Anyway, especially after you just survived fucking World War II. You know? Anyway, she tells her that her life is going to change very soon. It's going to go off in a different direction than it is right now. Okay? Like, what kind of a fucking future is that? You're supposed to tell people good things, okay? Why are you being so fucking brutally honest with this woman? Where the fuck did you get your powers to see the fucking future? Okay? And why don't you fucking tell her things that she can understand instead of leaving her fucking confused? What do you get out of this? What is the goal of doing this? To make yourself feel better about telling the future? What kind of a fucking fortune teller, okay, makes yourself feel better by telling the fucking future, okay? You're here to get your fucking money. There's no way in hell, even if what you're saying is true, there's no way in fucking hell you can prove that it is going to happen. You see what I mean? This is a load of shit. The only reason this scene is in here is to tell you, the viewer, what an incredible boss bitch fucking Claire is, and that she's going to fuck another guy, and that she's so fucking good and bad that no man would ever fucking criticize her. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Think about it. This was the other way around. What if it was the guy that she was reading his palm and said this kind of shit? Okay? Oh, dude, your cock is so fucking big, every woman's gonna fucking come like the fucking Niagara Falls every time you fuck them. Okay, can you imagine that? Can you imagine a show where they would do that? If that would never fucking happen, because you women would fucking laugh so fucking hard, you'd never watch the next fucking episode. You see what I mean? But yet it's okay when you do it. You see what I mean? This is bullshit. Anyway, Reverend, okay? The Reverend that's there, his name is Reverend Wakefield, that's his name. That's the pastor, that's whatever the fuck, the clergyman that's there. And he's talking to Frank, okay? And they they come in and interrupt the fortune telling, okay? And they discuss Frank's family history. Like I said, that's why they're in Scotland, okay? To look at the places where his ancestors used to live and hunt and shit. And Claire decides to leave Frank, and Frank stays with the Reverend. She decides to go off on a walk by herself. Like I said, she's supposed to be in love with her husband, okay? But she doesn't really act like she is. She acts kind of like she's friends with him or something, maybe good friends with him, but she's not acting like, you know, this man, like she's so happy this man survived the war and that she survived the war and that they're together again. She doesn't give me that energy at all, which is fucking stupid. Okay? Why even put the husband there if you're not going to fucking use him? Okay? She's not even happy with this guy. Just make her be fucking single. Make her be single, go back in time and fall in love with Jamie. What the fuck, dude? Okay, wouldn't that be better? Okay, now she's got no reason to come back, and she still has no reason to come back. She don't give a shit about her fucking husband. Okay, despite the fact that he survived the war, she don't give 2 shits. And why should she? Okay, she's a fucking bitch. What is it that's so fucking important in her life? What is it in her life that she loves more than herself? Nothing. There's nothing there. It's all entitlement. What can I get? What's in it for me? I want a vase. Anyway, Claire walks along through the streets by herself, back to where the episode started when she walked in front of that store window and she saw the vase there. Okay, and she stares at the vase in the store, and she's worried about Mrs. Graham's prediction. Okay, in the war, she learned to cherish the present because tomorrow might not ever come. Okay, so she did learn some things, okay? Like, you have to live in the present. You have to live in the right now, okay? You can't fucking expect the future, because once you have expectations, you're going to build resentments, okay? The past is done. It's already happened. Nothing you can do about it, okay? The future is unknown, but if you spend too much time there, you're not going to pay attention to where you are. It's like those people that work themselves to death in order to earn, $1 million, and by the time they make it to $1 million, their kids are already grown and moved out. So what the fuck? They were so focused on the goal, they missed what was going on right in front of them. You see what I mean? They were so far in the future, they didn't see the present. They took it for granted, and now they can't get it back. Okay? So that's what she learned in the war, and that's actually a good thing, because tomorrow's not promised to any of us. Okay? So we got to make the best we can of what we have right now. You see what I mean? And quit worrying so much about what's going to happen in 20 years in the future, 10 years in the future. We don't fucking know. We know what's going on right now. So let's make the best life that we can right now. See what I mean? That's actually a good message. I'm glad they put that in there. Okay? But she says, like, but there's a problem with that message, okay? She didn't know when she thought that tomorrow will end up being less important than yesterday. Ooh, okay, so here's the foreshadowing. Okay, she's an exception to this rule because she's going to find out that yesterday is actually going to affect her life a hell of a lot more than tomorrow. Okay, or today. Okay. Okay, so she gets pissed off brushing her hair. She's in the bathroom brushing her hair, and she gets pissed off while she's doing it. I guess the brush got stuck or something. Okay, and Frank is outside. It's raining. It's nighttime now. Frank is outside with an umbrella. It's raining, and there's some strange dude up on the street level that Frank notices. Okay, he's got a cap on. We can't see his face. His back is to us, but he's up there staring at the second floor room of the bathroom, and he's looking at Claire brushing her hair. Okay, he's looking at her doing that. So Frank sees this, like he sees a strange guy in the rain looking up at his wife. That's who's in the bathroom brushing her hair. So he goes up to this guy, you know, he approaches this guy. Okay, and the man just like turns around and walks away, and we don't get to see his face. Okay, and as soon as Frank turns around to look at the guy's gone. He disappeared. Ooh, there's a foreshadowing right there. Who was this guy? Ooh, see what I mean? Okay, like Frank can't believe, like, where did he go? He was just here a second ago. I looked away for 1 second. As soon as I turned my head, he's gone. Like, who was this guy? You know, anyway, he's upset. So Frank arrives inside the room. Okay, he goes up to the hotel room. Okay, and there's Claire. She's lighting candles, and she's like, "Oh, you got here early," you know. And he's upset. Frank is upset. Okay, some of it has to do with that guy that he just saw outside, looking up at her. But there's more to it than that. We're about to find out. Okay, so he's in the room. Okay, Claire lights the candles. Okay, and he's spooked. He is spooked because he couldn't touch the stranger. The man that he approached walked right fucking next to him. He should have at least bumped into him, and he felt nothing. And when he turned around to look at the guy was gone. So that kind of spooked him. Was this guy like a ghost or something? Like he didn't know. Well, obviously, this is a guy from the past. I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious. Who time traveled to the present, 1945, to see fucking Claire. Clearly, that's what this is. This is probably this Jamie guy. I'm sure by the end of the season, we'll find out who it was. Okay? But right now, that kind of spooked Frank. Okay? Okay? He couldn't touch the strange man, okay, who disappeared, okay, in an instant. Okay? Claire admits to nursing several Scottish men. She's like, "Did you ever befriend any Scotsmen during the war?" And she's like, "Well, yeah, there was a few that I treated their wounds and stuff." And she remembers one in particular who was afraid of needles. Now, he's trying to fish around for the real question he wants to ask her, okay? Frank thinks that this man that was outside staring up at her, okay, was one of her patients during the war. And that she might have had an affair with him. Ooh. Okay, and now he's trying to get back with her. Okay? So he's scared that maybe this guy was somebody that she had fucked during the war behind his back. Okay? You know, and that's what he's worried about. Okay? Which is a legitimate concern. Okay? I mean, I think that every husband, every wife has the right to know if their spouse was screwing someone else. Okay? I think that's a legitimate thing to ask. Okay? Because, you know, when I think it says somewhere in the wedding vows, I think it says that you're supposed to be faithful to each other. You know, I know that nobody fucking cares anymore about that shit. Well, at least most women don't, because they don't, you know. Well, I meant it at the time, but I don't feel that way anymore. So technically that promise doesn't count. You see what I mean? I get that. There's ways around that. All right. Okay. But still, you know, if women aren't going to be faithful to their husbands, what incentive do men have to be faithful to their wives? Hell, why the fuck should men even get married if they're not even going to have faithful wives? You see what I mean? So in 2014, they're pushing this message back then. Okay? A guy has a right to know if his wife fucked around on him. Okay? And he wants to know. Did you screw around? Okay? If you did, I understand. Because we were separated for 5 years. I get it. You know? Okay? You know? And he's like, and if you did, it's okay. I understand. You got lonely. You know, blah, blah, blah. Now, to me, that's fucking bullshit. I don't think it says in there that if you're separated from your spouse that you can fuck around on them. I don't think that's in the vows anywhere. Okay? But I've never been married, okay? So I can't really speak from experience here, but I know plenty of people that have been married. And I was in the military myself. I've seen a lot of fucking guys come back from deployment, okay, where their wives are fucking other men. Okay? It's fucking devastating. I've seen what's happened to some of these guys that came back from surviving fucking Afghanistan, surviving fucking Iraq, surviving fucking Kosovo, only to find out their wife's been banging some dude the whole time we were out there. It's fucking disgusting and it's heartbreaking. They never fucking make movies or TV shows about it because nobody fucking gives a shit about what happens to us, okay? But in this case here, he wants to know if his wife fucked around. He's willing to give her a pass if she confesses, okay? But instead of her answering the fucking question, she never actually answers the question. She just gets mad at him, okay, for insinuating that she might be a whore. Okay, but she doesn't answer the fucking question. You know? And I'm pissed off that he even asked her. Okay, I'm pissed off that he's this fucking, you know, some fucking limp dick fucking soy boy. Okay, here. Okay, that he's willing to give her a pass. Why the fuck would you give your wife a pass? Doesn't it say death do you part? Okay? Like, what the fuck is this? Okay, she's offended that he would presume that she had been unfaithful in the 5 years that they were apart. Okay? Well, cheaters are always upset when you call them out on their shit. Of course she's gonna get defensive, but she should fucking answer the question. She didn't answer the fucking question. She's like, is that what you think of me? And he tells her, it's all right, sweetheart, my darling. If you did it, I completely understand. You were lonely. Even if you got filled out like an application by some really big cocks, it does not matter to me because there's nothing you could do that could ever stop me from loving you. Nothing. See what I mean? Clearly a fucking man-hating feminist, probably fucking closet lesbian wrote this fucking shit, or a gay guy did. Okay, because most guys are not going to give their wife a pass for fucking around. Okay? They're not. They're not. Okay? Any man that would fucking give a woman a pass for doing that, okay, is a man who's got walked on by his wife. Okay? He's a limp dick fucking soy, but how the fuck is she ever going to fucking respect him? You see what I mean? Oh, she might be happy at first that he's not going to divorce her, okay? But she's also going to know in the back of her mind that she can do this every time she wants because he's more afraid of losing her than he is at being mad at her or holding her accountable for her own actions. You see what I mean? Now, the husband has every right to fucking ask her if she cheated on him during the war, okay? And she has the fucking, and she needs to fucking tell him the fucking truth. But she doesn't. She doesn't say nothing. Tell him that you didn't do it. Tell him that you did, whatever. This is your chance. He's giving you a fucking pass. But she doesn't answer because we know the answer, okay? I am convinced that there's no fucking way in hell she was ever faithful to this guy. Even before the war started, I'm pretty sure she was not faithful to this guy. Okay? Because she doesn't seem to have any fucking genuine emotion towards him. She has no gratitude that he's still alive. She treats him like a fucking roommate that she likes a lot, but there's no passion here. You see what I mean? Anyway, so that's going on here, okay? You know, and number one, what pisses me off here, number one, notice that she didn't ask him. She never asked him that question if he had ever cheated on her. You know, he was separated from her too for 5 years. Did he ever fuck around on her? She never even asked him. You know why? Because she don't fucking care. Because it doesn't matter. That's why she didn't ask him, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to her, and it sure as fuck doesn't matter to the creators of this show. Okay, because the men don't fucking matter. The men don't fucking matter. It's only what she wants is what fucking matters, not what he wants. You see what I mean? It's not even a possibility. Okay, the thought of that, of her husband cheating on her, never even crossed her mind. Like, it's impossible that it could happen. And number two, what the fuck kind of a man thinks it's okay for his wife to fuck around? Okay, this show is fucking bullshit, and I swear to God, I almost stopped watching right then and there. Once I saw that, I knew everything I need to know about the show and how they're going to treat the characters on the show, how they're going to treat her in relationships to the men. She's going to be the boss bitch that talks down to all the fucking men, and they're all going to get humble. They're going to gladly fucking cut their dicks off for her, okay, and fucking eat out her asshole, okay, because she's such a tough, opinionated boss bitch, okay? No, this is a load of fucking shit. This is a load of fucking shit. This is not a real man that she's married to. Okay? I doubt there's going to be any real men on this fucking show. Okay? Any man, any normal man, any man with any sort of fucking self-respect would want to know, did you fuck around on me during the war while we were apart? Did you? I need to know that before we can do this reconciliation shit, I need to know what we've got left. If there's anything left saving here. You see what I mean? It's a reasonable response. It's a reasonable request. The fact that this script fucking sidelines that whole fucking issue tells you exactly, okay, that they don't value this. They don't value accountability from the woman. Okay? They just have righteous indignation that he even assumed that she would ever do that. Ugh. You know, well, isn't this show about a woman who fucks around her husband? But yet, if you ask her if she's doing it, they take offense to it? Like, what the fuck? Anyway. And then, of course, Frank, of course, being the limp dick fucking beta male soy boy that he is, he begs Claire to forgive him for even asking the question. Of course he does, okay? He has to because he's in a hurry to fucking take the dildo up his fucking ass. That's why. Okay? And then they have sex immediately after that. Like, get the fuck out of here, okay? If I'm not sure whether or not my fucking wife's been fucking getting boned behind my back, the first instinct is not to fuck her. Okay? That's not my first instinct. My first instinct is, does she have fucking AIDS? Okay? Or whatever. Okay? Like, this is the load of shit. Okay? I just reviewed that movie Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman. It's the exact same shit. Okay? Antonio Banderas finds out that his wife, Nicole Kidman, has been fucking another guy behind his back this whole time. Okay? He gets mad for like 2 seconds, and then he immediately forgives her, and the very next scene, they're having sex again. Like nothing had ever happened. Are you out of your fucking mind? God damn. You know why men don't get mad at these shows? Because they don't fucking watch them. Do any straight men watch this show? Holy fucking shit. I'm the only one that's fucking watching this show. And I regret it now. Like, what the hell is this? You're supposed to win me over. You're supposed to fascinate me with these characters. I want to see what happens next. I'm supposed to fucking be halfway in love with Claire by now. Well, I want her to succeed. I'm supposed to be rooting for her. Oh, this woman's intriguing. She's interesting. I want to see what she's going to do next. This woman's cool. I don't feel none of that. All I feel is a self-entitled fucking bitch. And no character on the show wants to ask her the hard questions. You see what I mean? Character is revealed through adversity. And right now, she's just walking through everything. No adversity. She has no fucking problems. Her husband doesn't even mind if she fucks around. What the fuck is this? Well, while they're having sex, we get this internal monologue. Apparently, sex is the only time that they like each other. Okay? That's the only time that they like each other, okay? She says the only time they're actually close is when they're having sex, okay? So that's code for he's a booty call for her, okay? Like he's just a booty call, all right? Okay, which is fine, but don't fucking marry a booty call, for Christ's sake, dude. What the fuck? Okay, sex is the only time that they find each other. That's what she said. They're always lost, but when they have sex, that's when they find each other. As long as they have that, or until she finds a better cock, okay, then she has faith in their marriage. So as long as they're close during sex, then she has faith that their marriage is going to work out, okay? Unless, of course, she finds a bigger cock, and then, you know, then she's going to have to say goodbye to him, okay? Yeah, isn't that every marriage, though? Now, this wasn't every marriage in 1945, but like I said, okay, this character, Claire Randall, is a fucking 2014 woman, time traveled into 1945, time traveled into 1743, okay? So this whole show was all sorts of bullshit, all right? Marty McFly couldn't make his way through here. Neither could Doc Brown. Okay, so that's going on here, okay? During pillow talk, after sex, Frank wants to see the Stones outside the town where apparently in the past druid witches used to perform their ceremonies, okay? And the name of this place is called Cranadun. Cranadun. He wants to go to Cranadun to see where the old druid witches used to perform their ceremonies. And apparently they still do today, or at least in 1945. So he tells her that he wants to go see these stones, okay? And she agrees to go with him, okay? And I'm losing my shit, so I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back to continue my review of this episode. I honestly don't know if I'm going to review any more episodes, but I'm at least going to finish this one. All right. So thank you very much for watching this long, and I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.